Overall, thoughts on how the Seahawks were able to end the season on, somewhat of a positive note, despite missing the playoffs, still 10 wins, and they get the W against the Rams.
It's a successful year. You got a first-time head coach, youngest head coach in the NFL, got to 10 wins in his first season. That's the best in Seahawks history for a first-time head coach. And that may not be seeming like anything, but we've had Chuck Knox in here prior in the 80s, a guy that looked great track record through the 70s. You had Mike Holmgren, who'd won with the Packers. You had Coach Carroll come in here, a guy with the history there with USC. These were guys who knew what they were doing, and yet they couldn't get up to where he's gotten from a win total, which I think this is the big picture stuff that's the most important for this franchise and the stuff you carry away from this season. With that said, the Rams were primarily playing backups across the board, and they hung with you all the way up into the fourth quarter with about 3:27 to go. I think they had the lead. There's many Hawk fans that are driven to think that because we've gotten to 10 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins, well, next year means 12 wins. Well, next year means 13 wins. Well, next year means you're becoming elite. This is not necessarily an indication of that. I'm sure both sides weren't necessarily playing at their best because there was nothing to really play for, but with that said, it stands out to me where we were still mainly playing our starter. You feel good about it, but at the same time you go, it's the real big picture thing here is how do we get to contending? How do we get to being elite? Because it's been 10 years, 10 long years of not being elite, barely being a playoff team when we are good.